Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an FA-1, it's a Tier 9 American Premium Heavy Tank. It's located on the north spawn of Fisherman's Bay, and this one is under the command of FUSMELL. Now this is the tank you can exchange your tokens for. If you've earned tokens, either from Battle Pass or Frontlines or whatever, and it's the American tank that you can exchange for. There are German tanks, there are French tanks. This is the American one. It's actually quite a decent heavy tank because it has agility, it's got good pen on the gun, which is a 120mm capable of 400 alpha, and the unusual thing about it is it's got an unlimited repair kit, large repair kit. You see there in the 4 slot there he's got it. Normally I put the first aid kit in the 4 slot, mainly for a good reason, because if you're going to get a dead driver, you just hit 4-4 and the driver's back and up and running very quickly. Whereas if you get your tracks tracked, having the repair kit in the 5 slot means you just press 5-5 and you're no longer tracked. So there's a logic behind having the repair kit and the first aid in the spot where they are. Now this tank doesn't have a great DPM, I'm afraid. The reload time by the book is 10.55 seconds. His reload is 9.04, but the turret is very strong. And he just took a shell from an EBR. That one went into the tracks, the 430U. See, he's bouncing most of the rounds that are hitting him. Now the hull is fairly weak on armour, but it's the turret that's really strong. You don't want to aim for the turret, but it does have one of those cupolas, yeah, the really bad cupolas that you find on the T110E5. I was trying to think which tank it was. Yes, it's the T110E5. It's got a cupola identical to this one, and it is a weak spot. Now he's firing blind in that direction at the moment because he supposes there is an enemy tank down there. I think they've probably pulled away from that position. There's one of them. That's the Udes, and he gets a nice round into him, but it's a low roll. Ah, it looks like one of them may have been on that corner, or as the Udes moved in there. Now that just hit the, I think that hit the tracks. Now this tank is not so great at side scraping, mainly because it's got 2 sets of tracks. You can see them there. And if you side scrape out, one or set or the other might actually get tracked. Oh, he got the EBR side on. Yes, it actually went straight through a high roll and the EBR's dead. And I think he picks up the damage assist, or does he? No, he doesn't. So he didn't track the EBR. But that EBR is now providing a nice bit of extra armour for whoever happens to be behind him. Now the armour is very well sloped, as you can probably see, very well angled, and that's why a lot of these rounds are just bouncing straight off. It's superb for that purpose. Don't want to be over angled though, because it might actually work against you. And you notice he is running fairly low on ammunition. You don't get 40 rounds in total. He's having a look at the disposition of the enemy tanks behind him. Well, enemy tanks, his own tanks. And his teammates in the 50 TP's turned up. But I think he might decide to push now, because he's running low on ammo. If he doesn't push, then he's going to have to pull back anyway. And he just blocked a shot from a T130. The E75 did pen him. Now that was the 128mm gun. He's now in a position that, oh, Conway, and the 705 just round the corner, and he does get around. Did he get around into the? No, he got around into the 705, but only for 357. Puts another round into it for 407. His teammates coming around the corner to put one up his rear, and hold him in place. That's it. Yep, got him. High roll again. He's aiming for the lower plate, which is working. And I think the 705 was having difficulty. But he did hit one round in, and 755 hit points went away. which is a high roll. So he's now going to go around the corner and try and deal with that Object 430U, who just took a shot. Or he's just hit actually. And there you are, thank you. Unfortunately he hit us for 503, which is not so good. Oh, missed the opportunity there. Went for the engine bay of the IS-32, nice shots. He's very low on hit points now. Doesn't want to get hit at all if he can help it, but he took that one in the tracks and got a Spartan medal. So if he survives this game, he's got a Spartan medal. You've got to be survived the battle in order to earn that one. This is taking a bit of a risk, crossing the gap. Oh, that was so close. And he's got the STB at the end of the road. He gets shot in. Nice! 436, that was good. But the IS-32 looks like he wants to come around the corner. Yeah, the T-95 saying pull back. I think he's got a shot. And he's hoping that that 430 is going to come around the corner with the IS-32, I should say. Looks like a lot of the enemies just boxed into this corner. There's only 5 left. One of them's over the other side. Now there's only 3 left in that corner. But FUSMELL should stay where he is, because if he goes around the corner, he could get wiped out. Well, that did hit the STB for 436. There's only one over here. There's only one left over here. That's the IS-32. He's just around the corner. He's gone. He's got 3,665 hit points because he took a chance and went all in against that 705A and then started bullying the other enemy tanks after the 705A was taken out. I think he's actually got a chance of surviving this battle, picking up that Spartan medal. There's only one enemy left. It's the Wizzy 113 GFT. He's over the other side of the battlefield. It's going to take some time to get over there. You see, some of the shots actually did go in through the lower plate. The armour on the lower plate is not so great, but the upper armour is actually fairly well angled. And that's why I think that shot that went in low was the 705. That's where he lost most of his hit points. And probably the 430U as well. So there's that Wizzy 113. He's way over there. And he's being surrounded. We might as well just wait in the cab. Elevator gone. Because we can't really do anything. And that's it. He's done it. Guns up. Here's the end of battle results for FUSMELL in the AE Phase 1. He managed to get a first class tanker, and that's the first time he's had a first class tanker in this tank. He got a shell proof for blocking more damage than the hit points for his own vehicle, a 5 for effect for doing more damage than the hit points for his own vehicle, and he got a Confederate medal as well for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else in his team. And unfortunately there's no Spartan medal here, which I think he was robbed, because he should get one. He blocked a shot when he had less than 10%. In fact, only a fraction of his hit points left, but he still blocked a shot, so he should have got that Spartan. After all, I don't know why it didn't go to him. His win rate in that battle was 3,641, but I suppose really the congratulations should go to him, mainly because if it wasn't for his move, because nobody else was willing to do it, if it wasn't for his move to push on the Object 705A, then I don't think they would have had that victory, because the enemy would just stayed at the other end of the harbour and his team would have stayed at the other end and they just would have kept shooting at each other until they ran out of ammunition. But he made the decision to actually push on the enemy, and it worked. It worked beautifully. Let's have a look at team score. He did the most damage in that game with 4,915 hit points. Again, I don't understand why he didn't get a high caliber in that one. He should have got it by all rights, but maybe it wasn't 20% of the enemy hit pool. 4,915 went to him. The next highest damage was the Object 430U on his own team with 4,298. Then it was the Leopard prototype with 4,269. His platoon mate, who, if you remember, was Generic Goon down here in the 50 TP, he got 642 hit points in that game and no kills as well. But yeah, 4,915 and a lot of damage, but no kills at all. Was that surprising? 5 kills went to the Leopard Prototype A, 3 kills to the Super Conqueror and the 121. Basically, he served them up to them on a plate because he went in and did a lot of damage and they just took the kills as a reward. When it came to base XP, yeah, look at that, second place. The Leopard Prototype with his 5 kills and almost as much damage as FUSMELL got 1,271, 1,181 went to FUSMELL and 1,097 went to the Object 430U. These 3 guys did most of the damage, plus of course that Super Conk. And I think really when it came to it at the end, FUSMELL and the Super Conk probably decided, yeah, it really wasn't a wise choice to chase over to the other side of the battlefield just to get a few more hit points. Leave it to the other guys, let them go in there and finish off the remainder. And yeah, they just sat in the cap. Let's have a look at detail. 21 shots fired, 14 direct hits, 12 penetrations. I think a lot of the shots that he missed on were the ones where he was firing blind into the bush, because I don't think there was anything actually behind him or behind those shells at the other end. I really think that those were wasted shots. But the fact is that he then had the balls to actually go out there and win the game in this one. 4,915 hit points of damage, all of it done, well, most of it done at close range. 411 done at more than 300 meters. 13 hits received from the enemy, only 3 of which actually penetrated. One of those was the 705A, the other one was from the 430U. 10 non-penetrations, those were the rounds that just kept bouncing off his armor because it's so well angled. 4,240 hit points of damage blocked by armor. You can see the enemy was desperately trying to kill him, but they just couldn't get the shots in the right place. 4 enemy vehicles spotted, 7 enemy vehicles damaged, no kills, but 627 hit points of damage assistance, and he got 12 capture points right at the end. On a premium count, he earned 74,166 credits, got 45,000 for completing a mission, a total of 119,166 credits altogether. After repair and ammunition resupply, took away 73,498 credits from that battle, a very good score. 1,771 XP, times 2 for the first victory. 89 for this being a premium vehicle. Well, they don't give you much in the way of XP because it's not one that you actually buy. It's one where you exchange tokens for it, and therefore Wargaming's not going to give you any or much of a boost in your experience because it's one that you don't actually pay for. 3,632 experience points altogether, so congratulations should go to FUSMELL, not just for the first class tanker that he managed to get, but the fact is that I don't think without his move the team would have won. I suspect that it would have actually gone down to a stalemate and some of their guys would have had to have pulled away with short ammunition, and the enemy might have had a chance of making this one a draw. But yeah, it took balls of steel, as I said, to go in there and sit in front of an Object 705A who was then proceeded to put a round into him. But yes, he just sat there with his 120mm gun pumping rounds into that 705A until his teammates then took the kill. So yeah, great game. Very well done, FUSMELL. I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.